What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Thank you guys for being here. This is your watch list for Monday, October 31st. Happy Halloween. I hope you guys had a ridiculously good weekend. We are here again to go over the charts for Monday, to go over the setups. And guys, I give these out for free every single day. I send them out to you guys every single day. So if it's helping you and you're interested in it and you like what you're seeing here, make sure you're subscribed down below. And the most important part is click that bell. That bell will give you the notifications for when I send out the videos just like this one. Like I said, every single day. I've got these videos and I've got over 300 videos for you guys to learn this strategy, how to become more profitable and more consistent in your trading. And if you give this thing 6 months, you can do anything for 6 months or a year. Anybody can do anything for 6 months or a year. You give it the time, you will become a more profitable, a more consistent trader. And that's what we're looking to do here, is just create better traders for you guys to be able to change your lives and be able to do what you want to do. And I truly believe that everybody is here to serve in some way or another. I feel like this is my way to serve you guys, is by putting out these videos and everything else that I do. And listen, guys, when you give stuff out to the universe, when you're blessing people, the blessings come back. So in whatever manner it is, make sure you're being the kind person, you're being the helpful person. I know we're going off topic here a little bit, but be that kind person, be that helpful person that wants to help other people be better and succeed and do better for their families. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I do have a Discord, Griswold Trading Discord. You can find that in the link in the description below. And everything that I offer you guys, it's free or fee-based. And let me tell you, 90% of it is free, but there is a fee-based portion of it where you can get a Griswold Gold membership, and it's $50 a month, and it gets you a one-on-one with myself every month, or more if you guys need them. I'm here to help you guys out. So if you need more than one, that's fine. It gives you group sessions with the rest of the Griswold Gold members. It gives you when we go through these watch lists, I give out top fives to the Gold members. It's got live trading bots. It's got the Griswold Strat indicator for TradingView, and we'll go through that a little bit through this video and exactly what it is, but includes that. Ad-free watch list videos for you guys, and there's a bunch of other stuff. It's all located and laid out in the Discord, so go check that out. The link is in the description below. And then I'm on Twitter as well, at Mr. Clark Griswold. So you can find me there as well. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Right before we get started into this watch list, the screen that you see on that I chart everything with is called TradingView. So that's how I mark out all my charts, where I put my triggers, where I put my targets. And you're going to see that stuff and how we do it. If you're new to the channel, you'll see how we do it. But if you're looking for a platform like this, again, I've put a link in the description below under TradingView. That link will get you a free 30-day trial to their subscription-based services. Now, there are free options on TradingView, but for 30 days, you can try out their subscription-based services. No obligations. And then at the end of the 30 days, or even before, if you decide, yes, this is what I want to use, then you can go ahead and purchase that subscription. And if you have clicked on the link, you'll get up to $30 off of that subscription. So go check out that link down below when you get a chance, and make sure you sign up for that free 30 days on TradingView. And the last thing I just want to discuss here is the ads. And I know the ads suck and nobody likes seeing the ads, but I'm asking you in advance, and I'm thanking you in advance for letting those ads roll through, because those advertisers, what they're doing is paying for your guys' free education. Okay, so those ads pay for these videos to be on here for free. So I'm asking you, and again, thanking you for letting those ads kind of play through and roll through, because it does keep this stuff free for you guys. It does take a lot of my time away from family, and I really don't, again, I don't need to do these videos, but I enjoy doing them. I enjoy putting them out. I want to help as many people as I can, but it does take time for me to set these up. So that's one way that that you guys can show appreciation, is by letting those things roll through. So thank you guys very much in advance. Let's get started on this watch list. The first one I've got on the board is NEO. So NEO had a 2 down that finished green. So when we a 2 candle, you can see the numbers here. That's part of the Griswold Strat indicator. And what that indicator has done is I've taken all of the Strat indicators and I put them into one indicator on TradingView. Now, you can't find it on TradingView. Like I said, you can find it in the link in the description below or in the Discord. But what I've done is, like I said, created an indicator that includes all the Strat indicators in one. So it has the candlestick numbers. It has a time frame continuity. It has Sarah Strat Sniper's 50% rule. I've got an indicator on here that marks out the inside bars and the outside bars and certain 3-1 setups and double inside bar setups. So it's all in one-stop shop for everything Strat indicator based. So again, we have this 2 down. A 2 candle only breaks one side of the previous candle. So you can see we only broke to the bottom side of this previous candle. So it's a 2 down, but it finished green. So when we have a 2 down that finishes green, I like to think, or probabilities tell us, that this has a really good opportunity to trend back up. So we can look for calls, or you can buy common shares, but we can look for calls at $9.98, and our first target would be at $10.73. Now, first target, first order of magnitude, they all mean the same thing. Where the bears have their stop losses doesn't matter, but this is our first target. So what we do is we look for this thing to trigger, and we'll take the trade when this candle, next candle opens right here on Monday. When it opens, we're going to look for it to trigger above, and once it hits targets, you know, that's our spot to take profits. And it can continue to run, but that is our profit taking spot. Now, we trigger on one time frame. I manage on a lower time frame, so I use the 5. You can use the 15 to 30. It doesn't matter. I had some guy ask me on one of the one-on-ones if he could just stay on the daily, and that's fine. I mean, the way I trade is not 100. Okay, it's not perfect. There is no trading strategy that is 100. That's perfect. So if that's what works for him, just staying on the daily and waiting for that to hit targets, and it doesn't, and he wants to set a stop loss somewhere, that's fine. That's the way he wants to play it. I'm not going to tell him not to do that, but that's what works for him. Just like that may not work for you, but something else may work for you as a part of this strategy, okay? And there is no one strategy that works way better than others. There's no strategy that's 100. And it really comes down to the trader and risk assessment and risk management. I just believe this one is the easiest way to trade for anybody out there, because we don't use any real indicators. We use the candlesticks. The candlesticks tell us where to get in, the trigger lines, and the candlesticks tell us where to get out, the target lines. And if you go watch my review videos, I'll show you guys how to manage that stuff. Okay? So we can look for calls on NEO at $9.98, and then our first target's at $10.73. If you're liking the video so far, make sure you're going down below and give me a thumbs up real quick. Thank you very much for that. Alibaba, 2 down, finish green again, and we have what's called a hammer candle here. So we have this body, this green body here with a wick to the bottom. Okay? So a hammer candle is an actionable signal, meaning it's more likely to go into force, meaning it's likely to, the candlestick is likely to go through this trigger line and hit targets. Now, normally I show you guys to hit the targets at the top of the, if we're taking calls or we're saying Alibaba's going to trend up, we say to put the targets at the top of the wicks or the top of the candlesticks as we move up. Well, this one, we have this gap, meaning there's no candle in between these two right here. We have a gap to fill. So when we have that, our targets go to the bottom of the candles, just like we have here, and then we move it to the top of the next candle, and then the top of the next candle, and then the top of the next, and the next. And then we have a gap to fill here. Not quite, so you'd go up to the top of the next. So that's Alibaba. We'll go on to CCL, Carnival Cruise Lines, has a 2 down that finished green again. And this is preceded by an inside bar. So when we have this 1-2 setup, we look for what's called a 1-2-2 reversal or a Rev Strat. Okay, 1-2-2 Rev Strat. So we can take calls at 894, and our first targets are at 896. And I'm calling out these numbers, and if you guys just look to the right, the numbers are all marked out there for you, the prices. 913 is the second target, 896, 894. Okay, so this might even be a little off. There we go. Trigger at 895, first target at 896. So this is something else that I always tell you guys. I'm very cautious when there's not a lot of room here between the trigger and the target, because a lot of times what happens is we will break that trigger, we'll hit that target, we may just come up a little bit through it, and then it'll reverse, and you'll never see that target again. that candlestick will never come back through that target in that day anyways. It might just continue to trend down. So I'd be very cautious of plays like this. Not saying you can't take them and they don't run up. I would just be very cautious of them hitting and then reversing on you, okay? So just one more thing to watch for. So calls again at 895, first target at 896 on CCL. And you can see here, so we'll go through the time frame continuity. We do have all green outside of the year, but remember, it's a new day and a new week on October 31st on Monday. So from this point to the left, this week, this day, and the hourly, these could all be red when they open up. We could open up somewhere in this range and just trend down, and these three will be red, and the month and the quarterly might still be green. And that's okay. So when I take my day trades, because my day trades only last about 5 minutes to 2 hours at the most, I only need to see this hourly and the daily in the same direction for me. Now, anything else that moves in that direction is a bonus, meaning there's just more probability that that trade is going to work out, okay? So we've got the hourly, the daily for sure, and then if the weekly, the monthly, the quarterly, or the yearly are in that direction, that's just a higher probability that that trade is going to work out in our favor. And when I'm talking about probabilities, that's all trading is, guys. It's based off of probabilities. We're taking the highest probable trade we can, and when there's probability, there is risk. And the best thing you can do as a trader is manage your risk. And I know it's hard because those emotions overtake you, and maybe I'll do a video on this, but the psychology and the emotions of trading are what make a trader successful. Because anybody can click a button and guess right. It's 50-50. It's like flipping a coin. You could handpick a stock with a dart, and it could go green or it could go red. It doesn't matter, but it's the risk assessment and how you manage it, that trade once you're in it, is what makes a successful trader. And I would say you do need a strategy as well. I wouldn't recommend just flipping a coin or throwing a dart or pointing at something and picking it. That's the play on CCL anyways. We'll move on here. Chewy is up next. Chewy has a 2 down that finished green as well with a hammer candle. We are at the top of a broadening formation, so this very well could trend down, but probabilities, again, we've got a 2 down green, we've got a hammer candle, we've got great time frame continuity. So to me, I would say yes, we're going to trend back up. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but we can look for calls at 39.58 and first targets at 40.8. That's real good magnitude there. Comcast, CMCSA. Comcast has the same thing. We got a 2 down that finished green with a hammer candle. Great time frame continuity, so we can look for calls at 32.03 and really, really good magnitude up to that 34.26 mark on Comcast. Target, 2 down green, hammer candle again off of that inside bar. So a 122 rev strat is what we're looking for. We can look for calls at 167.94, and I've got the first 2 targets marked out for you guys. AFRM, 2 down green. We can call that a hammer candle as well. Time frame is exactly the same again, and we can look for calls at $20.57 and good magnitude to the upside. BAC, 2 down green. A lot of these 2 down greens with these hammer-looking candles. And again, this is one of those tough ones because we've got the call at 36.30. That's our trigger, but our first target is only 7 cents away. So again, be very cautious of that. And then we had to mark out the next target. We had to go back all the way to August 17th. And then the next one would be that would be your next target right there. And I'll change that to green for you guys. There you go. So that's BAC. We're going to go on to CRM. Let's zoom in on CRM here again. 2 down green. We'll look for calls at 163.02 on CRM and the first targets and second targets marked out for you guys accordingly. Datadog, 2 down green, 122 rev strat is what we're looking for. Let's put that into place there. We can look for calls at 81.40, good magnitude to that 84.64 marker on Datadog. Disney, 2 down green, 122 rev strat. Again, calls at 106.09, first target at 106.87. DraftKings, 2 down green, calls at 15.17, first target at 15.30. Let's get rid of this green one so we're not confused. Fubo, 2 down green, bottom of a broadening formation, so we're going to see if this thing will trend back to the upside. 122 Rev Strat is what we're looking for. Calls at 364. First order of magnitude at 384, then 395. Lucid Motors, 2 down green, 122 Rev Strat, 1430 on the calls, 1438 on the first target. And guys, when I take these trades, when I'm taking my option trades, I take the closest expiry. You can take further out if you want, buy yourself a little bit more time so you don't get theta burn. But I'm not in these trades long enough for me to really get theta burn. I'm taking these trades. If they're in the right direction, I'm in. If they're in the wrong direction, I'm cutting it. Max, and I don't really go by percentages, but if you guys are trading on the higher time frames, I'm not taking a more than a 20% loss. That's too much for me. But most times I let the candlestick stop me out. And if you need more information on that, make sure you're going to check out my other videos, my review videos. Go check those out. There's a ton of them in the playlist. It'll show you exactly how to manage the trades. So we can look for calls on Lucid at 1430. First target's at 1438. And then, as I was saying, the strike price for this would be, if our trigger is 1430, our strike price on the option, I'd be looking at probably 1450. And maybe even $14 on this one, okay? We'll go into Macy's, 2 down green hammer candle. We're going to look for calls at 2113. First target marked out for you guys. Palantir, 2 down green hammer candle, 122 Rev Strat. Calls at $8.66. Tesla Maesla, 2 down green with this nice hammer candle. We'll look for calls at 228.86. First target at 233.81. I believe Tesla's premiums are still really, really high, so that's for a larger account if you're looking to trade those. Walmart. Okay, so I don't put these on here very often, but every once in a while I will. Walmart had this outside bar, so we're going to look for a continuation off of this thing. So we're going to look for a 3-2 continuation with triggers at, I know this is a little muffled here with all these lines. Let's zoom in. So calls at 142.90, first targets at 143.30, and that's marked out. I had to go all the way back to March of this year to mark out that target. And then did we mark out the next one? We did. So that's up at the top of that candle. The next one's at 146. Do we get there? It's unlikely. I'm not going to say no, but that's a big candle for us to trend up that high. So look for first targets, and then you can take profit somewhere in that range if we bust through there. Rivian, okay, RIVN. I'm not sure what the premiums are on this, guys, or the spreads between the bid and the ask. But when we look at Rivian, we've got a double inside bar. So remember I told you at the start of the video that Rivian had, or that the inside bars were painted yellow, and that's part of the Strat indicator. The Strat indicator also marks out, the double inside bars in blue. So they're easy to find for you guys. It also marks out the 3-1 setups, which are very rare and powerful, in gold. So they're very easy for you guys to find. That's all part of the indicator. Let's go back in time to see if we can find the last time we had a double inside bar on Rivian Auto. And this is how rare they are. You can see the 3-1s happen every so often. There's a double inside bar right there. So let's go see how it played out the last time. And I like to go through this because they don't always work out, guys. Again, we're playing this off of probabilities, like I said before. The probabilities tell us that, yes, it should work out, but they don't always work out. So we did have a run down, but we gapped. Okay, so we gapped here, and we continued to trend down. Now, if this stuff gaps, check out the end of the video. In the top right-hand corner, I will put a playlist for you guys there. That playlist will show you how to play the Strat or how to trade morning gaps. So when a play opens up way below our trigger price or way above our trigger price, then we have the option to still play that ticker, but we play it with a gap play. And those videos will show you exactly how to do that. So this double inside bar gapped. What do we have happen on the one on Monday? We'll see. It'll be very interesting to find out and see how it plays. But this is how we set it up. And the first thing I want to say about these inside bars. So inside bars, or number ones, 1 bars, it's a consolidating candle. So it's a tightening range. It does not break the high, and it does not break the low of this candle. So we stayed within the range of this candle. So it's consolidating. It's tightening. And when you see these yellow candles, I want you guys to think of a spring becoming tightened or loaded. And when you release that spring, you let go of it, that spring is expected to jump in one direction or the other. And that's what we look for off of these inside bars. And now we have it as a double inside bar. So when we have that double inside bar, I would expect this thing to really pop off. And it doesn't always happen, but the probability of it happening is high. And that's what we're playing as probability. So we can look for calls at 35.07, first targets at 35.22, puts at 34.10, first targets down below for the puts at 33.90. Airbnb, 2 down, finish green. We'll look for calls at 115.21. AMD has an 3-1 setups. Remember I talked about those 3-1 setups before. They don't happen very often, although it looks like it's happened on AMD quite often recently. We've been in this like consolidation trend. Hasn't really moved a whole bunch. If we go back a little further to find the last 3-1 outside of that, we have to go back all the way again to April, the middle of April, and we had that 3-1, and it ended up going outside bar. We opened and barely triggered, and then came all the way back down. So again, they don't always work, guys, and that's the risk of trading, and we just have to be prepared and make sure we're taking our stops where we need to take our stops. And again, I will teach you guys that. I have taught you guys that. It's all in the videos. You just have to make sure you go back and check them out. And earnings is coming up on November 1st for AMD. So that will be interesting as well. But this 3-1 setup, we play basically just like an inside bar. Just the 3 preceding it gives it a little bit more power behind it. It tends to be a little bit more powerful play. So we can look for calls at 62.35, puts at 58.92 on AMD. DocuSign, 2 down green hammer candle, so we'll look for calls at 48.80. Etsy, 2 down green. We're going to look for calls at $100, the first target. Let's mark it out for you guys there at 103.75. This pink line here represents the weekly trigger for us to go 2 down. So a 122 rev strat on the week. So we'll see, are we going to trend up on Etsy, or are we trending down to go 2 down on the week and break through that trigger line on the weekly. MS, 2 down, finish green. We can look for calls at 82.22. MU, that's Micron, 2 down green. We can take triggers at 54.44 and good magnitude up to that upside at 56.23 on Micron. Plug Power, 2 down green hammer candle. We'll look for calls at $16.13. Your first 2 targets marked out for you guys. Peloton, 2 down green. We'll look for calls at 8.06. First targets at 8.24. Roblox, inside bar. So again, we talked about inside bars already. We can look for calls at 46.73. Puts at 45.22 on Roblox. I think the spreads are not great on Roblox. You guys will have to check that out. SE, C Limited, 2 down green, hammer candle. We're going to look for calls at 49.54, and we have this target trigger up top for the weekly. So we'll see if we can break through to go 2 up on the week as well on SE. Space, 2 down green. We'll look for calls at $4.67, and these 2 pink lines, there's 2 reasons I know this is an inside bar on Space. We have these 2 pink lines, and this right here, this yellow circle, part of the Strat indicator, Griswold Strat indicator, is telling me, this yellow circle tells me there's an inside bar on the week. Okay? So we're going to look to break out of that inside bar on Space. So if we trigger to the upside at 467, our first target is 472. That is also our trigger to go 2 up on the week on Space. SQ is Square, 2 down green, Block Inc. 2 down green, we're looking for calls at $61.33. eBay, 2 down green, nice time frame to the upside, calls at $40.41. LTHM, I will not say lithium, it's Livent Corporation, 2 down green, hammer candle, 31.43 for the calls. Great time frame continuity, all pointing up. We'll see how that trends on Monday, and first targets at $32.13. Guys, that's the list. Make sure you give me a thumbs up and a follow and a subscribe if you think this information is helpful. I put out videos like this every single day to help you guys out to become more profitable, more consistent. Make sure you're checking out at the end of this video, the top right-hand corner, I will put out those gap plays, how to play the gaps in the morning. And on the bottom right, go check out the Learning Tools playlist. I run through everything, the strat for you guys. Everything to make you become a more profitable, more consistent trader. Go check out those videos. And if you want, go check out the Discord, get in on the membership. There's also a 1-hour course in that membership that runs through beginner steps to advanced steps for the strat. So go check that out as well. Good luck trading Monday, guys. I'm not sure if I will be putting out a video on Monday night because it is Halloween. I've got 2 kiddos. We'll see what happens. But enjoy Monday. Enjoy Halloween. Enjoy your trading on Monday. I wish you guys all the best and nothing but green. And we will see you all on the next one. Bye-bye.